So today we're going to do a part 2 for what I'm going to coin the series of growing Cephalotus giant variants into giants. What we have in front of us is Cephalotus follicularis Hummer's giant. Now, according to John Hummer's cultivar registration of the Hummer giant in May 10th of 2000, he mentions that the largest picture was obtained under controlled growing conditions was by Bill McLaughlin at the U.S. Botanical Garden, with pictures reaching the size of 3 inches. That's 8 centimeters. So my controlled environment is indoors, under lights, 16-hour photo period. The environment is a non-air-conditioned room with open windows where the plants experience day and night temperature changes, not as drastic as outdoors, and some seasonal changes based on the change in seasons, so primarily temperature. And I have this plant growing in the net pot nylon wick system, and to measure the size of the picture, which I want to showcase, is this one right here. It's quite large. It's hard to tell when you don't have a typical plant next to it. However, if we were to measure the picture, let me see if I can tilt this a little bit. If we measure the picture, about almost 8.5 centimeters. So this is the biggest I am able to get Hummer's giant to date. And besides the wick system and net pot, I still continue to monitor the plants on a weekly basis, making sure that all of the young developing pitchers are removed. As you can see, this plant is quite dense. And if I don't remove all of the developing pitchers from the crowns of this plant, all it will do is create a bunch of little pictures inside this mass of pictures, and they just die. So that's what I call the selective picture removal system. And I do water the plants, fill all of the pitchers weekly with that dilute Maxi fertilizer with the kelp fertilizer added to it. And also look for any powdery mildew that may develop. So as an added bonus to this, let's take a look at what the root system looks like on this plant. I hope the camera can pick this up. So I'm going to pick this up and let's take a look at what the root system looks like. So that is the entire root mass of this plant. It is quite extensive. So again, to get giants into giants, there is a selective pruning, allowing only enough pitchers to form where every one of the pitchers have enough room to grow and develop fully, so it's not deformed. And the only time a pitcher is removed is when it's outlived its usefulness, so it's aging and it is blocking a new pitcher that's developing. And other than that, I leave all the pitchers alone. For example, this one. This pitcher has been here for almost a year now. So the pitchers, if they're not diseased and growing well, but this one, you can see it did encounter powdery mildew at one point in its life. That's why you have this fringe edges and this ugly spot right here, same as this one. So no plants are immune, no control environment are you able to escape powdery mildew for some reason. And there you have it. So if you guys want to grow Cephalotus pitchers and you have giant versions of it, it may be advantageous to propagate a new plant, keep a mother plant, and experiment. And that's one reason why it's good to have multiple plants in your collection, so you can experiment and find out what growing methods works best for your environment. And for me, it is this method with the reservoir, the net pot, and the nylon wick. If you have any questions or comments, please post it below in the comments section of this video, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much for watching, and you may want to check out my first video where I discuss how growing giant variants into giants, bubble giant. So again, this is the Hummer giant. And as other giant variants in my collection grow and develop, I will produce future videos for them and just to highlight how they all look like. And there you have it.